Hello, my name is Vanessa de la Guardia, and today I'm going to present my annotated bibliography of my essay that its topic is climate change in agriculture. So the main points I try to cover in my essay were concept, Latin America approach, food security, and also recommendation. So in order to fulfill my first main point was the concept, and I found this article called Climate Change Impacts Vulnerabilities and Adaptation in Developing Countries. It was written on 2007 by the UNFCCC, that it means United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So in this article I found mostly what is climate change, what are some of the causes, and also some measures to adapt and mitigate the changes of this problem. And in order to fight this, they say that producers will need to change the point of view. So, in order to change the point of view, they also explain that they would need capacitation, and also we need to create awareness of the problem and the consequences of climate change, and also what is causing climate change, and also give some solutions to producers that doesn't affect economically in order to implement these mitigation strategies. So the second point was food security, no, Latin America approach, where I found this article called Climate Change and its Consequence to Latin America by Erran Carolina, and where the main idea was that even though greenhouse gases were produced in industrialized countries, America Latina is an exception. So if the problem would be in those countries, in America Latina it would be too. And it's more like a global problem. So they kind of mentioned some of the problems and the consequences that it could bring to America Latina. And they mentioned the availability of water that would be reduced, and also one of the most affected industries would be like aquaculture or also crop production. And they focus more these problems on agriculture. So, in order to fulfill the food security, which I consider was important because if we don't produce enough food, then we won't feed the enough population. So I found the article called "The State of Food and Agriculture" that was written by the FAO and published in 2016. That is a compilation of many articles and also research published by FAO. And they mostly talk about and establish the relationships between agriculture, climate change, and also food security. And I really found interesting chapter 2 because they, in that specific part, they mostly talk about the greatest contributors of agriculture to climate change. There were ruminant enteric fermentation, that is like the largest amount of greenhouse gases production in agriculture, and also manure left on pasture, large amounts of pesticides used in crop production, and also rice cultivation. And in this chapter, they also talk about the economical part, and they try to explain how much would it cost to a producer in order to change from the way they used to produce and to a more sustainable way, which will involve a lot more of technology in order to make a change. So at the end, I focus on some recommendations because we need to adapt in order to fight against this problem. And I found this article that was by Iglesias et al., where it's like a series of recommendations about how should producers deal with climate change. And the name of the article was Adaptation to Climate Change in Agricultural Sector. And they focused give recommendations to producers in order to mitigate and adapt and continue their current production. And also they mentioned that it was very important that producers implement strategies in order to mitigate their impact on climate change, but they also will need to ensure food security for the population. That was like a little bit of a complement of the topic I mentioned before, that was food security. And that's mostly what I found. Thank you.